please stand up and join us all in singing, I Am the Energy of God.
Great way to get started. Thank you. I'm Reverend Erin Marie Szymanski. Thank you for being here at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living today. So glad to see you. And hello to our online viewers on Facebook. Feel free to share our stream with others so they can join in with us today too. And then the recording from today's service will be posted to our YouTube channel, Columbus CSL. You can go back and see past services there as well. So thank you all for being here today. And I like to just say always too that we are an inclusive organization, so we strive to support everybody in your spiritual path and your spiritual journey, wherever that takes you, wherever you are now. And especially today's talk is actually really relevant. So again, we're here for each other. And I'd like to invite you to read our mission statement with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. Thank you. And I'd like to introduce our practitioner this morning, Joni Bauman. She's going to lead us in our 10-minute meditation and then bring us out with a prayer and some more music.
I invite you to take some time to get settled. Feel that presence within, feel the joy of being alive and ready to go deep. And if you would, take some time to get into a comfortable position and then start taking a few deep breaths. And as you do this, let your chest rise and fall with each inhalation and exhalation. And when you're ready, you may also let your eyes drift closed. And as you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, let your attention rest gently on your breath. Feel that movement as it enters and exits your body. with each time you exhale, let go of any tension that might be there. Relax your face, your shoulders, your belly, your legs. And as you move the breath in and out of your body, feel that rise and fall of your abdomen or chest. And with each rise and fall, focus on the expansion and contraction that comes with each breath. And now prepare to open your consciousness as you become still and ready to receive. Listen to that voice of the inner presence and accept divine guidance. And know that there is a deep stillness and power within, a natural wholeness that manifests in abundant good. And as we clear out our minds and breathe easily and effortlessly, let us be open to the wonder that is ours to receive. I will now read a passage from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes entitled Stillness and Receptivity and Majestic Calm. I am still and receptive to life. I let this life flow through me into all that I do, say, or think. I shall let my life be what it is and shall not worry or complain. I am now entering into the secret place of the soul, where complete quiet reigns supreme and where spirit talks to me. I affirm that I receive. The inner mind is still and the soul reflects the Most High. The spirit of all us beings is God, and in the great calm of the all-good, I rest in this peace and security. My life is reflecting the perfect whole. I am peace, I am calm, I am security and complete satisfaction, and I am one with spirit. I am filled with peace. I am. There is no place we must go to enter this silence, for we can enter this inner tabernacle at any time by whatever path we choose. Spirit is forever right here, right now, where we are. So let us commune with Spirit and be aware of our unity with good. I turn within and I direct the avenues the good will take. And as we continue to reflect on this inner tabernacle, let's surrender to a few moments of musical interlude. And as we transition, consider these words from The Signs of Mind and This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. I will listen for thy voice and inner presence, and it will guide me and acquaint me with all the knowledge that I need. The voice is sweet and tender, and it is always kind and gentle. And so I know that the presence, the power, and the activity of the living Spirit are in and around me, and I know that the law of Spirit, which is perfect, is operating through me. So today and every day I expect good, and I joyously anticipate contacting new situations and other loving hearts which will increase my livingness. So let us start to begin to re-enter the room and become aware of our surroundings, being a part of this gathering. And as you slightly move and open your eyes, I will lead us all in a prayer. And as we continue to go to that deep place within, I am conscious of the presence of Spirit, pure intelligence, infinite good, and universal wholeness. And I know that I am one with this wonderful presence that provides calm, serenity, and love. These spirit qualities are within me and everyone in this service, and radiates to all, flowing through all. And I claim that we are all abundantly supplied with everything that makes for beauty, well-being, progressive living, prosperity, and happiness. These gifts are ours to receive, and we can freely accept them with expectancy, gratitude, and wonder. And I know that this service is in divine order, perfect and blessed, lifting us up with love and overflowing joy. As I release this understanding of our good and our abundance into the law, knowing that it is already done, I have a very grateful heart for this calming and enlightened presence within. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
you for the very beautiful music and centering meditation and prayer. So the talk today is percolating your passion with purpose, in the monthly theme of my passion, my purpose. And this morning we're a little bit smaller of a group than usual because a number of our community are currently traveling to Chicago for the Parliament of World Religions. So Reverend Amy and our practitioner core, notwithstanding Joni, and a few of our community are road tripping right now. And for those of you who may not be familiar with the Parliament, I want to share a little bit about it with you briefly here as we get started. So the Parliament of World Religions is celebrating its 130th anniversary this year, so it's been around for a little while, but they've only met, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 times, I think, over the course of that period, because there was a long, long gap where they didn't gather at all, and now they've been gathering again in different cities around the world every 5 years or so. There are over 200 religions, faiths, and indigenous and secular beliefs kind of all represented, more than 80 countries represented, an enormous gathering, really, of thousands and thousands of people. And the purpose of the Parliament of World Religions is described in its mission statement: to create and cultivate harmony among the world's religious and spiritual communities, to foster their engagement with the world and its guiding institutions in order to achieve a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. It's very much in alignment with what we're all about here too in this community. I've been to the Parliament twice in the past, and it has been an incredible experience. If you can kind of imagine for yourself what it would be like to mingle with people of all these diverse faiths and cultures, hearing languages from all across the world, people from all kinds of different backgrounds and socioeconomic statuses, and just so much diversity that it's kind of even hard to take in at first. People have come together with open minds and open hearts because this community is intended to be a place of respect and learning from each other and learning with each other, growing in new ways to support our world evolving and growing into something more and better and more whole and more peaceful and more just than it is right now on a lot of different levels. So if you can kind of picture for yourself some of the things that are going on there, there are people at different stations to teach you about their particular beliefs and their cultures. And so one time I had someone wrap a hijab on my head and teach me like what that meant to them. And then I got to wear it around for a little while and experience what that felt like and try to align myself with what that meant for them. People who were dressed in white robes with big angel wings who walked in procession down a hallway singing angelic music. There were people who made it their mission during the Parliament every single day of the week to serve food, to serve lunch for everybody who was there for free, for thousands of people along our meal, where we had to take our shoes off before we entered and we sat on the floor and we ate together. We broke bread together with whoever happened to be there in that same place with us at that time. There were monks there who were making sand mandalas, and they worked on it the entire week, and on the last day they blew it away. Very interesting. There's an interfaith choir. There's a cosmic mass for any of you who are from a Catholic background. If you can picture like a rave and a mass put together. Yeah. There are music performances, there's vendors, there's exhibits, there's a labyrinth to walk, there's workshops happening all the time, there's plenaries every day. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And then if there's a specific focus that you want to have for your time there are tracks that you can follow for the different workshops. So there's tracks for everything from climate action to indigenous peoples, from young adults to politics, from women and girls to science and religion. I mean, we're talking a huge gamut of offerings to the point where it's like, okay, there's 5 things I would love to do right now. How do I choose where my energy is going to go? And the 2 times I've been there, I've only once heard, that I remember anyway, like a disparaging remark while I was there. And it was because the board came up on the stage to announce something, and the board was all white men. And we all were, a larger group of the people were like, wait, this is not representative of what we're talking about right now. And they actually came back out the next day and acknowledged, we heard you, and we're going to change this. It was really, really amazing. So why am I telling you about this now, right? I'm telling you about this because, first of all, that's where a good chunk of our community is right now. And I think it's important to understand where they are and what they're doing and why they're there, so that we can hold them in prayer and we can send them love. And as they come back from this experience next week, we will be ready to welcome them and learn from them and hear what they experienced and what transformed them and what excited them and what they have to bring back to us from this experience. Second, I think it's important to know that the Parliament is happening and what they're about, so we can hold that entire gathering in community in prayer, right, and send them love, and know that collectively there's something mighty happening right now, right, that Spirit is a-moving, and we know that Spirit is always present in all of us, in all places, and that there is also, right now, like a very intentional, conscious force of people gathered for the purpose of oneness and the purpose of elevating our consciousness and elevating the world in its pursuit of justice and union. And then I think it also gives us an opportunity to align ourselves with them, right? Because we don't have to be there in order to open our own minds and open our own hearts into that same experience of openness and oneness and honor and respect in pursuit of justice that the Parliament is gathering in pursuit of now. One of the things that the Parliament has listed on their website regarding what they're about is that the Parliament of World Religions seeks to promote interreligious harmony rather than unity. Explicitly it says that. Harmony rather than unity. This understanding is key to our framework, the website says. I'm curious, I have my own thoughts about harmony versus unity, or harmony in a relationship or indifference to unity. I'm curious, does anybody have a thought about that yourselves? When you think about people gathering for the purpose of promoting harmony rather than unity, what do you think that means for you when you think about that?
I think trying to promote unity means it's everybody's coming together to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Harmony is everybody respects what everybody else is doing, and if your religion works for you, it works for me.
Thank you. So for those online viewers, to just sum that up real quick, that unity is trying to get everybody to come together to do the same thing, as opposed to harmony. People can be doing different things, and if your religion or your spiritual path works for you, then it works for me too. Anybody else have anything you want to share?
I was just allowing people to be where they are.
Yeah, allowing people to be where they are.
Speaking in terms of music, if you have a chord, and all the notes in the chord come together to make a sound that sounds better than just one note.
That was beautiful, thank you. Yes, so in music, when you have harmony, you have different notes that come together to make something richer than any individual note is. And in music, a unison is all the voices together in one note. Thank you for that metaphor. It's interesting that the same themes, even some of the same stories, some of the creation stories, they show up across major world religions, across indigenous faiths, across other spiritual traditions as well. And the practices of the individual faiths may be very different, right? May use different symbols and may have different prayer times and words that we use. may involve the use of creation, like nature. Some use specific sacred texts and not others. Some wear specific clothing and not others. But the basic principles are the same. There's similar themes, there's similar teachings that weave through the major world religions, that weave through indigenous teachings, that weave through many, many faith traditions. I'm going to share a little example for you. I have this neat little book called Oneness, Great Principles Shared by All Religions, and it has a large number of different principles. And then it takes maybe 6 or 7 of the different world religions, and it shares a text from that religion that emphasizes the theme. So this theme is, there are many paths to God. So for example, in Islam, there are as many ways to God as souls, as many as the breaths of Adam's sons. From Christianity, for as many are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. This is very masculine-oriented language coming out of the original text. From Hinduism, they who worship other gods with faith, they adore but me. This is God's Spirit's voice. They adore but me behind those forms. Many are the paths of people, but all in the end come to me. Hinduism. Confucianism. Confucius said, in the world there are many different roads, but the destination is the same. And then finally, from the Pawnee Native American tradition, all religions are but stepping stones back to God. Same idea. We believe that in CCSL too, in the Centers for Spiritual Living, that all paths are the path to the same one, the same God, the same Spirit, the same source, the same power. And it doesn't matter what we call it, right? Whether it's God or Buddha or Spirit or Allah, the name that cannot be spoken, Mother Earth, Krishna, whatever. You have your own special name for God and Spirit that's how you used to communicate. The name doesn't matter. It's the same one, the same God, the same source, the same power. Another thing the Parliament has on its website to kind of help people understand what they're about is that every faith has at its core a summoning to ease suffering of others and to contribute to a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. That's what they're about when they gather together, to stand in defense of dignity and freedom and human rights for all. So the Parliament of World Religions has a very clear purpose. Now, how does this tie into the talk for today as far as the title, like percolating our passion with purpose, right? So I found it kind of interesting to think about the idea of percolating in the first place, because I think a lot of young people won't even have kind of a concept of what percolating is, because percolators are pretty old school. They're like OG coffee. So you've got your pretty much like a big old pot, and you put some coffee grounds in there and a lot of hot boiling water, and the water just circulates around and circulates around and circulates around through those grounds until the grounds get steeped through with the coffee, and it comes out to whatever strength you've kind of titrated it to with your time and your grounds and your water. So very, very different than the magic little pods we put into machines now in the Starbucks on the corner, right? So imagine percolating as that kind of cycling through, steeping and steeping and steeping. We can have passion in our lives without having purpose. We can be very passionate about things and not really have that energy directed anywhere, not steep it in purpose. There have been plenty of times in my own life when I've gotten really excited and passionate about something, or passionate about a lot of things, so that my energy is kind of a little here and a little there and a little here and a little there, and I get scattered. And my passion and my energy gets a little scattered that way too. And I end up not really following any of those things through as fully as I might want to because I've kind of, scattered it about. But passion and purpose together, when we allow that to kind of percolate, steep, and move through each other, that creates something much more powerful than the passion that's kind of unguided and a little here and a little there, or like burns bright for a minute and flames back out, which sometimes passion can be like that too, right? All things, all great, wonderful things that we can think of as inspiring in our lives, including the Parliament of World Religions, they began as an idea somewhere. They began as somebody's kind of little passion, right? The Parliament of World Religions started as somebody saying, wouldn't it be neat, wouldn't it be really awesome if we could gather people together from all these different faiths and all these different worlds for a common purpose and goal, and to learn from each other and to make the world a better place. Now, if that idea had just been like some of my ideas and they just kind of burned bright and flamed out because I didn't give them time to kind of percolate and steep, we wouldn't have what we have now in the Parliament of World Religions. Or it might have come up from a different place because spirit can't be stopped, right? And if spirit's a move-in, maybe somebody else would have had that same inspiration and percolated in it, and it might have shown up in a different way, through a different community, in a different place. We can percolate our passions by allowing that energy, that inspiration, that flow of spirit in our lives to just flow through us, to kind of saturate that passion, to give the passion time and space to grow in us, to be inspired in some new and bigger ways. We can allow our imagination to kind of run wild with our passions sometimes, to give it room to expand into something great, to something bigger than what we might even imagine it to be ourselves. When I was trying to think of examples of this to kind of make it a little more concrete, I thought of maybe if you have a creative idea that you want to turn into a business, maybe not just tinker on the side, but maybe I could really do something with this. Maybe I could make a business out of it. Maybe I could share it to a larger community or even make an income off of it, right? Maybe you're creative in art and want to be able to get your art displayed somewhere. Maybe you have a book idea and you're dreaming to get it published. Maybe it's more like really inspiring people to get out and vote at the next election, right? And you feel passionate about that. How can you let that percolate and inspire in you to move something bigger? Maybe it's getting the stray animal safely adopted, right? Like whatever your passion is, whatever it is, there is a way for it to percolate with spirit in there, to inspire something wonderful and beautiful that helps not only yourself to feel fulfilled, but helps the world in some way. Because that's what spirit does, right? Spirit doesn't just kind of dwell inside of us as a solitary little cocoon that we've got spirit wrapped up in. But anytime we participate with spirit and we let that divine energy work and flow in us, it doesn't just flow in us, but it flows through us and back out into the world. So that whatever we're passionate about it because spirit inspired it in us for some reason, somehow. And we can work with that and explore that and play with that, because it doesn't have to be like a hard grind. We can play with that work of spirit inside of us to express that passion in some way that helps us feel alive and feel meaningful and also bring goodness to the people around us. Because when we're living our own lives from a place of passion and purpose, other people can see that and feel that, and it's inspiring. You can think for yourself of someone in your life that lives from that place. It's a beautiful thing, and it's kind of contagious, right? If I'm around somebody that feels really alive and true in who they are and what they're passionate about, there's a part of me that goes, ooh, that looks great, that's fun, like I want that. I want to be alive like that. I want to have spirit moving through me like that, so that the world is better because I am the wholeness of myself, because I'm living fully. So again, the Parliament of World Religions is one example of that kind of an idea that was allowed to percolate and inspired something as more and more people got inspired and they came together and created something wonderful and beautiful for the last 130 years. Howard Thurman said, "Don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." What the world needs is people who have come alive. So whatever your passion is, let it percolate. Listen for the inspiration. Trust Spirit to work with you. You wouldn't be inspired by something just for Spirit to then be like, whoa, actually just teasing, right? If you've been inspired by something with Spirit, there's a reason. Let that passion run wild in you and see where it takes you. Trust Spirit to work with you. One of my passions is very much in alignment with the Parliament. It's no more us and them, right? It's so easy to say, well, this is this group and that's that group, and we're going to create separation, we're going to create division, instead of looking for the ways we can be in harmony together. That's one of my passions, is to recognize that we are really inseparably linked together, that the choices I make, they impact everyone around me, and the choices those around me make, they impact me. And that our own happiness really depends on the happiness of others. And if I can do things that are alive in me and help the world around me, then if we all make that our aim, what an incredible energy and power that is to uplift the world. Seek harmony. And so to close out the talk, I'm going to share a song with you. I passed out some pages of lyrics. Tony, do you mind if I take your lyrics for the group in the back there? Thank you. Some lyrics for you. Yeah. So I'm going to share this song with you that, for me, kind of ties it all together in a really beautiful way. It's a song by Daniel Nemod called One Power, and we're going to see if everything is still hooked up by Bluetooth here. I love when technology works.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door, but whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the Lord in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous. We forget that in the heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power. What we are is of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
All right. So join me in prayer. There is one power, one source, one love. Know as I speak these words, and you hear them, that they resonate with you, that I am an expression of that love in this world, and that power, that is sacred power, that flows through me, and it lives as me in the world. I know that spirit, or source, whatever name I give it, right? That one is alive in this world, in all of creation, from the spinning of the galaxies to the cells in my body. All is sustained moment by moment in that divine. And I allow myself to be inspired by spirit, to feel my passion, to explore it with imagination and playfulness and joyful wonder, to see where it takes me, knowing that spirit would not lead me astray, but is there in every step, in every question, in every exploration. And I know that as I come alive in my purpose, as my passion and my purpose percolate together in me with spirit, that it expresses through me in some magnificent way in this world, creating greater good around me. And I love and support those in my life, in my community, and all throughout this world in doing the same, in showing up in their own unique expression of spirit, in their purpose, in their passion. And I love and support all in doing so. I am grateful for this day, for this moment to say yes to my passions, and yes to spirit, and yes to my purpose. And I'm grateful for everyone along the way who has done so as an inspiration for me. This is a beautiful day, a beautiful world, and I am so grateful, so blessed. I release these words into that perfect power that says yes, yes, and together we say, and so it is.
One with the music of
gifts. I'd like to thank you all for being here today, for being part of our community, being part of the center, the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. I'd like to thank you all for the ways that you have supported us in being here today through your prayer, through showing up and setting up the chairs and the tables, through your music, through your financial offerings as well that help us to rent this space and be here for you and with you together. There are a number of ways that you're able to give consciously, intentionally, in financial support of our community. We have a text-to-give number, which I think is up on the slide there, where there's also a way to donate through the website. And I know a lot of people donate electronically online. And whether you have been able to contribute financially or not, because there are a lot of ways that you do support our center, I invite you to take one of the little cards that's on the table there. And know that even if your first time here today, joining us for the first time, just being here is a way that you have supported us in community today. So I invite everyone to take a card and hold it and say our prayer of affirmation for me. And as Joni comes around with the basket, you're welcome to drop that little card in there. Yeah, thank you. To just say, yes, I am here and I have been a support to this community. So say our affirmation together with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
And as we witness the circulation, join us in singing Ricky Byers' Use Me.
share our gifts and share our talents and treasure. And as I take all of this in and experience this bounty, I know that the gifts presented here are given and received with love, joy, a sense of abundance, of divine inheritance, of infinite source. So thankful that we are all one, and for the many gifts we bring, together we sing. And so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it
be. Beautiful. Well, as we bring our time together this morning to a close, I'd like to give some thanks to some folks. So a big thank you to Joni Bellman for meditation and serving on platform as our practitioner today. Thank you to Tony Bernardi on keyboard. Thank you to our song leaders, Debbie Kunkel and to Dave Scarborough. I'd like to thank Robin for streaming on Facebook and for slides. Thank you to all of our volunteers who've helped set up this space and created this lovely ability to join together today. And of course, thank you to all of you for being here and for being part of our community. You, of course, are invited back each and every week. We're happy to have you here. If you are joining us for the first time today, we'd like to welcome you. We do have a welcome packet that you're welcome to take with you for some more information about our community. If you're streaming online for the first time and you'd like information or just want to share some information with friends or family or friends or more friends, feel free to reach out to us online and we can get a packet to you that way as well. So thank you again, all of you, for being here. And Joni's going to close us out with a few announcements and our final song.
So a big thank you to Carla and Craig, who are here today, for their generous donation to CCSL for the National Night Out that they recently hosted at their home. We really appreciate you and all that you do to support the center. We also have some classes that we'll be offering starting this fall. Please watch your upcoming e-newsletter for more information. And also mark your calendars for our next community gathering and potluck on Sunday, August 27th after Sunday celebration. Bring a dish to share, and if you forget that day, please come anyway. You can always give a love offering or just enjoy and partake of the food and spend time with friends and community. And if you would like prayer after service or any time throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, and you can also submit a prayer request on our Facebook page. Our practitioners, which I believe is myself and Reverend Erin Marie, since she's also a practitioner, are also available today after service. So please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now, and so it is. Let's all stand for our closing song, I Release and I Let Go. Free.